I'm Dr. Aruna Chandrasiri, right, vet surgeon and director of the Pet Plus Animal Hospital Private Limited. Main question the people asking when they come to the clinic, even the dogs, if you are going to choose the dog for the kids, actually you have to know the temperament of that breed, right? Basically, the Labrador Retriever, Golden Retriever, and the Beagle are the best breed in the world to just keep with the children. We are asking the people to get the puppies from the breeders after 1.5 months at least, because that's the age we can just take them from their mother. Once, as soon as possible, they brought the dog to the house, they have to go to the vet and discuss with the vet how to just give the vitamins, foods and all, how to actually take care of the dogs. There are people, they don't know how to take care of the dogs, so the vets will tell them what are the procedures. It depends on the illness. There's 1,000 kinds of diseases. So if we think the dog is not well, so at the beginning they are just stop the playing, right? They are just showing lethargic signs, and that means they won't move, they won't play, and you can feel some fever. Another signs is actually they are refusing the food. You know that if you just get an example as a Labrador Retriever, they are very greedy dogs, right? That kind of dogs, they are just refusing the food, means they are in some kind of illness. Actually, we are not recommended to give them a bone, because you know the chicken bones and all, when they just bite it, right, at once or two times, it's getting sharp edges. So when they swallow it, when it's go through the intestine, it can just damage the intestine. And actually there was the cases, right, and that is called the intestinal perforations, right. So it can damage, and the food materials can leak into the peritoneum. That is a very serious condition that is called the peritonitis. Most probably the dog will die with them. Chocolate and the grapes, right? Chocolate is having some chemical, it can directly damage the kidney, as well as in the grape the same scenario. The dogs are really carnivores, so if they bite it, if they eat it, it doesn't matter. But you know, some are toxic, like some lizards, some insects are toxic, so later they can develop some signs like allergy or something. So if it is that toxin is more that's harmful, it can damage the internal organs. You have to keep the dog for 3 days to get a bath again, and there is no much symptoms comes with the vaccines, because those are very good vaccines in the Sri Lanka, even any brands. And if you do notice something like that, lethargic, fever or something, that's the thing you have to attend. Otherwise, there's no reactions after the vaccination. Tick fever means that is the kind of the blood-borne parasite, right? The ticks just inject that parasite into the bloodstream while they are sucking the blood from the animal, right? Once they goes to the bloodstream, they just multiply in there, and they ultimately they just develop the tick fever. There is a kind of tick fever. I mean the Babesia, Alicia, or likewise Hepatosun canis, like things, right? So if you want to avoid the ticks from their body, there is so many applications, like topical applications like Spoton, Poron, or and other things. We can give something to eat, right? I can't say the brand name anyway. There is 2 or 3 different kinds of the medicines, right? It contains some apoxolin or something. It's good for the dogs, but even it's good for the dogs, I have seen some allergic reaction to the dogs after they got that medicine. So you have to be very careful, and if you known to be allergic to your pet for some kind of drugs, it's better to discuss with the vet before you are giving those. Pet is getting lethargic, right? And you can feel the fever, complete anorexia. That means that it totally retrieves the food, and you can see the pale tongue, pale gums, and pale ear pinna. It's a really whitish color. So that is a very dangerous disease, like a dengue in the human. Most probably the dogs are getting serious problems in the gut. That means the gastrointestinal tract. And that is called parvoviral infection or same kind of corona type, right? Once they get infection, or if you notice the vomiting and loose motion in your pet, you have to attend to the case very immediately to the vet. Otherwise, you can't save your dog. If your dog or your pet is sick, you have to get the treatment first. After that, you have to give the good care of him. That means if the fellow is having some problem to eat, but it's refusing and all, you have to make some foods he likes as usual, and you have to force feed the fellow and give some fluids like a jeevani or something to drink, or you have to force feed it. And don't let the dog or a pet to get dehydrated. That is the big problem, right? You know that the blood, then the blood circulation is get really concentrated, and there will be another problem to the kidney and liver. So it's better to keep your dogs in hydrate, even in the intravenous fluid in the clinic, or oral hydrate you can do it at home with the Jeevan.